Lads, Angel Reese is currently about to be suspended. She has 7 technical fouls on the season. And if this was last season, in a 44-game season, she would have already been suspended. She would have already...
Due to her frequent angry outbursts on the court that surprised both fans and commentators, Angel Reese is on a tightrope and could be benched from the WNBA. Given the current situation, she might receive a suspension for accruing an excessive number of technical fouls. To be honest, it's time for someone to discuss this expanding issue.
So not only does bricklayer Ratchet Reese lead the league in turnovers, she also leads the league in technical fouls with 7. And if she gets one more technical foul, her goofy ass is sitting down to be suspended for a game, man, because she can't control that ratchet bad attitude that I tell y'all about all the time.
As of July 2025, she has only played in 22 games and had 7 technical fouls. And for any professional athlete to accumulate that much in such a short period of time is absurd. Given that WNBA regulations explicitly provide that 8 technical fouls result in an automatic 1-game suspension, she could now face significant difficulties. Reese is still perilously near to that mark, which the league increased from 7 to 8 this season to suit the larger 44-game schedule.
What you got, Angel? We're dribbling. Cross. Fouled. Ooh.
The dribble. A lot of ball on that play. You can see by the facial expression of Marie. She knew she had a lot of ball as well.
I can see it.
Angel Reese going inside. She's using her size and
Somebody.
physicality, trying to push Tulundakova off the space.
Angel Reese has already drawn 3 fouls, and I think she just got attacked.
Too many athletes are allowed to get away with acting aggressively towards both their own coaching staff and their teammates in the WNBA. There has been an alarming rise in technical fouls around the league this season. One recent season saw 92 players receive technical fouls before to the All-Star break, which is 11 more than the total number of previous seasons, according to ESPN. With almost 20% of the season left, coaches received 30 more technical fouls.
Genuinely, one of the funny things about this is that her fans are arguing that none of the techs are warranted. They are all warranted. Like, what are we talking about? Every one of these techs are warranted. I'm not joking when I say this. They're like, oh, 4 of her 7 techs have been from double techs. Yeah. Something happens in the game and you square up to your opponent. It's a double tech. And your opponent, you go head to head with your opponent's a double tech. It's never not been a double tech.
Although the league's head of officiating has attempted to minimize this spike by asserting that there was no league-wide push to raise technicals, players throughout the league have taken notice of the statistics. Liz Campage, the center for the Dallas Wings, spoke out against officials' attempts to lighten the game, claiming she was given a technical for glancing at a referee. Angel Reese is exhibiting precisely this type of emotional instability.
Goofy ass Ratchet Reese out here doing so great on the court with that bad ratchet attitude, racking up tech after tech after tech, man. Fake ass point forward, leading the league in turnovers because she wants to act like she's a point guard so bad, to act like she's better than Caitlin Clark when her ass can't dribble or do anything. How the fuck are you a forward leading in turnovers because you want to try to be a point guard so bad with no...
Subscribe if you're enjoying it. Speaking of stepping over the line with coaching staff, let's talk about the time Angel Reese attacked her own coach with the whiteboard. With less than 30 seconds left in a game that was tied with the Washington Mystics, Reese violently slapped a clipboard out of assistant coach and Crosby's hands during a critical stoppage. After being caught on national television, the incident quickly became viral.
A lot of people are picking up on is when she is walking over to the bench and she slaps the clipboard out of her coach's hand. And you guys, my honest reaction to this when I first saw it, I was just laughing. It's kind of like the reaction that you're seeing from me right here. I wouldn't look into this too hard. I know it's already become controversial because they're like, oh, if another player did this, there would be think pieces written about it.
When the Chicago Sky star lost her temper during the timeout, Crosby, the team's strength and conditioning coach and vice president of basketball operations, was merely attempting to speak with Reese. That moment's unbridled emotion and disdain revealed deep, unsightly cracks in a franchise that was on the verge of disintegrating. It was a spectacular act of public rebellion. The emotional immaturity that has afflicted her second season is aptly demonstrated at this moment. Nor was this an unusual instance. Reese said earlier in the season that she and her teammates were fed up with Coach Tyler Marsh and his crew calling them names. Beyond typical competitive conflict, these remarks reflected deeper breakdown in the player-coach connection.
The emotional decline continues for Angel Reese. The temper tantrums, the complete loss of emotional control continues for the Bayou Barbie, as well as the Chi-Town Barbie and Double Barbie, and whatever other alias that Angel Reese has decided to give her.
Let's now talk about her attempt to launch her own shoe during the All-Star Game, which was obviously an attempt to capitalize on Caitlin Clark's celebrity to raise her own profile. During the festivities, Angel introduced her Reebok Angel Reese wnba Bounce colorway because she believed Caitlin Clark's attendance would guarantee that the All-Star Game was the most watched basketball game of the year. The timing was clear and well considered. Reese wanted to capitalize on the enormous amount of publicity that Clark's role as team captain would generate in order to unveil her unique sneaker. Angel Reese is now in danger of suspension for accruing too many technical fouls, just as she attempted to create a stir with the launching of her new shoe. It couldn't be worse timed. It would be extremely embarrassing and may negatively impact her shoe sales and image if she were suspended immediately after debuting her sneaker.
But there is the part of me that's like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment, and that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention standpoint.
It was a complete contrast to the enormous attention Rhee had anticipated for. No one was as interested in the game or the introduction of her shoes as they would have been if Clark had been well and playing. With a viewership of 2.2 million, the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game fell 36% short of the previous year's record of 3.44 million. Even though it was still the second most viewed All-Star Game in WNBA history, Clark's injury-related absence was the main reason for the decline. Viewership was significantly impacted by Clark's absence. After Clark withdrew from the celebrations, ticket prices in Indianapolis dropped from $121 to barely $640 on TickPick, reflecting this fact. The average attendance at Indiana Fever games with Clark is 1,684, which is almost twice as many than at non-Fever games, 8,552. In order to meet demand, entire arenas must be relocated to larger locations when Clark performs.
NBA All-Star Weekend is supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here, and look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't.
This leads us to the unsettling reality that many WNBA players are unwilling to face. Caitlin Clark is not Angel Rhee. Yes, Caitlin's injuries this season have prevented her from playing at her best. Even though Caitlin Clark has missed a lot of time due to quad and groin injuries, she still attracts more attention and excitement than Angel Reese when she is healthy. Clark missed around 40% of the Fever's game in 2025 due to 3 different soft tissue injuries. In addition to left groin injuries and left quad strains, she has also suffered from a right groin injury that prevented her from attending All-Star Weekend. Her influence on the league is still unparalleled in spite of these losses. Clark's overall influence on the league has helped even games she doesn't play in. The average number of people watching non-Clark WNBA games has increased by 40% to 428,000 from 301,000 the year before. This demonstrates that Clark is uplifting the league as a whole while also elevating everything around her.
And then there's the actual, like, let's take it seriously for a second. Take over your trap. I mean, who's she talking about right there? Because Clark takes over every single trap she goes to. In fact, they gotta expand the trap so she can take over more real estate. Every single place she goes to. I mean, there is zero argument to possibly be made that she isn't the biggest attraction, the one that brings the most attention, whatever. It's not even worth talking.
Given how many fans Caitlin Clark attracts to the sport, I believe that many WNBA and sponsor people would like to see her injured than healthy. This goes beyond mere conjecture. Market behavior and hard statistics support it. Clark has significantly altered the demographics of the WNBA's viewership. According to Nielsen data, viewership has increased by at least double digits across all demographic groups, with the largest increases occurring among young, male, and white viewers. The number of girls aged 217 who watch on ESPN networks has increased by 181%. Additionally, fans between the ages of 18 and 34 are growing 54 percentage points faster than the league as a whole. Even though it was scheduled with the well-liked All-Star Weekend, Reese's trademark shoe launch did not receive the same amount of media attention. Despite its importance, her partnership with Reebok does not have the same level of cultural penetration as Clark's deals. Despite its cleverness, the Mebound's branding is a defensive marketing tactic rather than the offensive aspirational narrative that propels significant commercial success.
I feel sorry for only one person, that's Caitlin Clark for the WNBA. Someone who actually brought hope, brought decorum, professionalism, brought excitement, the magic to the league, and it's like this whole league is trying to extinguish the magic, the positivity. And I don't believe in this whole, women support women. Nah. The WNBA really shows that's not the case, man. They really destroy that narrative.
The league's seeming uneven approach to sanctions is especially annoying. Other players are held to various standards, but Rhea is allowed to continue accruing technical fouls and displaying angry outbursts without facing severe repercussions. Fans and coaches have called for more uniform rule enforcement, and the league has experienced heightened scrutiny over officiating and player behavior. For someone who has consistently demonstrated that she lacks emotional self-control on the court, Reese's $1,800,000 in fines for her 7 technical fouls is a slap in the face. Other athletes, for instance, have been subjected to harsher penalties for less heinous actions. Internal conflict and discipline issues have plagued the team. There is severe organizational disorder when your claimed star player publicly acknowledges that the team is sick of coaches cursing them out. Not only was Coach Crosby disrespected by the clipboard incident, the camaraderie and morale of the squad suffered as a result. Young players on the team believe that disrespecting coaching staff is acceptable after witnessing their seasoned captain act in such a manner. It fosters a poisonous culture that sabotages the organization's attempts to establish a sustainable future.
Every single time anyone goes hard fouls Angel Reese or goes near Angel Reese, she squares up to them. And I mean it. Like, I don't care. By the way, I don't care about this. I don't care about standing up for teammates. I don't care about standing up for yourself. You know what? I'm okay. I don't even care if she gets a suspension. You know what? So be it. So be it. But, like, they're obvious technical fouls. She got swatted by Maria Klindakova yesterday and just squared up to her. Like, she just gets into it with every single player. We saw it in Unrivaled. She gets into it with every...
The WNBA's broader issues with player conduct and league sanctions are reflected in this particular case. More technical fouls, more aggressiveness, and rising hostilities between players and officials have all been hallmarks of the season. Officiating standards have been criticized by a number of players and coaches, which has led to a culture that normalizes angry outbursts. From front offices to coaching staff to players, there is a culture issue that needs to be addressed on several levels. It conveys the idea that some people are above the law when elite athletes like Rhea may regularly transgress the laws without suffering severe repercussions. Players who are subjected to differing standards become resentful, and the league's competitive integrity is compromised.
Angel Reese said that she was done being polite. She was done being humble. I'm done being silent. The Bayou Barbie is mad, mad, mad. And Barbie is about to start clapping back at the haters. To her credit, Angel Reese said what she meant and meant what she...
There is more to Clark and Reese's sharp disparity than just their respective viewerships. It has to do with how they respond to stress, hardship, and their responsibilities as league representatives. Clark has generally remained professional and composed in the face of strong physical play and dubious officiating. She hasn't had any public altercations with coaching staff, and her technical foul total is still manageable. Ree, on the other hand, has a history of emotional instability, which led to the clipboard incident and her league-high number of technical fouls. Instead of players who needlessly stir up drama and controversy, the league needs ambassadors who can gracefully handle both victory and misfortune. While Reese's actions frequently perpetuate unfavorable perceptions about emotional women's sports, Clark embodies the aspirational side of women's basketball.
Angel Reese is the problem in Chicago Sky, and I've been telling you this since last year. You're not going to win a championship the way that they're playing right now. I don't care if they have Nafisa on the team, Breonna Stewart, or even Age on the team. If you play your offense through Angel Reese, you're never going to win a championship. Never.
Rhea received her 7th technical foul with 21 games left in the Chicago season. She needs to play the remainder of the games without receiving another one in order to escape suspension. This seems less and less realistic given her history of emotional outbursts and combative behavior. A player who has previously expressed disapproval of the WNBA's poor wage will automatically be suspended without pay for one more technical violation. It would be especially comical to lose a game check because of a subpar self-retro retreat. The Chicago Sky's already poor chances of making the playoffs would be further harmed by the punishment. The club needs its top players to play every game, and Reese's emotional instability could cost them a postseason spot. Time is running out, and if Angel Ree receives one more technical infraction, he will be forced to watch from the sidelines rather than participate. Perhaps that's just what the league and she need.